want to talk about is Liverpool. Um, how the almighty Liverpool have fallen in the space of 3 weeks. I mean, they went from winning the league to looking to secure for top four in a blink of an eye. I was watching some of the talk shows from the pundits and experts were like the Premier League team was giving Liverpool an 8 point head start. There's no way Liverpool will not win the title this year. Well, boys, that's football for you. And yes, I have Liverpool or Man City to win the league from the start of the season. You can check the previous episodes. But I certainly did not see this coming at all in the space of 2 weeks. 3 weeks, excuse me. Some of you were saying that it's because of Virgil van Dijk and the loss of a lot of first team players. I would say it's a bit of all the things combined. What Van Dijk brings is calm and stability when he is playing. He's a very commanding he's a very commanding defender, and his positioning at times is out of this world. Always at the right time, right place, always there to sweep things up, and certainly that is a factor. But for me, it's down to confidence. Um, I think the Liverpool squad have no challenges from last season, and they didn't do too much recruitment, and they were never pushed last season in the league. I won't say it's just the Van Dijk factor or the fact that Henderson and Fabinho was playing centre back. I say it's down to complacency and confidence, because if you're gonna say the Van Dijk factor, they lost to Aston Villa that sent shockwaves, and Van Dijk was playing that 7-2 drubbing. They lost to Atletico Madrid when he was playing. So what I'm trying to say is there are players who have off days, and Fabinho and Henderson was in the midfield diamond. I say it from the start. If you guys watch the episode where I talk about they take it easy on Arsenal by filling up some of their second string players, they were eliminated by Arsenal from the Carabao Cup. So and that's a big problem, because you won't have competition and you won't push to win things. You see, the thing is, once you don't have competition to play for that, I think that's where the players don't push themselves. That's where you won't have hungry players to play for you. Because all that hunger was being taken care of last season, where they moved to a whole new level of dominance. I've never seen such a team dominate the Premier League like that. You can only understand this mindset if you ever play football, to push yourself to another level. It's one thing to play with the same set of players and familiarize. It's another thing to push to another different kind of level. Another thing I feel the problem what does Jurgen Klopp have to do to get players quality and squad depth? He won the Champions League. He won the league for the first time in 30 years. You would think that the owners would have splashed maybe on Upamecano or a defensive fullback, someone who can play left and right back, like Philip Lahm, legendary players like Dennis Irwin, to push players like Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold to become better or maybe take their place. To threaten these guys that, hey, you know what, you're not a regular starter over here. So you want to be a regular starter? Play the game. Push yourself. Show me that you can be better than last season. Yes, last season we won a lot of things, but show me that you can be better. Because this is not good for Liverpool Football Club. It's modern day football teams. You want quality football and achievements, you have to spend. Exhibit A, Arsene Wenger and Arsenal had it coming, where the big things around them are spending, and they did not. They were spending more on their stadium. Instead, they bought second-rate footballers like Danielson, Nicholas Badner, who else? Players like we've never heard before at the time. Bakary Sania, Alexander Hleb, which is, great players, but of course, not in the same level of, at the time, players like you take out Vieira, you take out Henry, you replace them with youngsters. So from then on, your team will move down a level. And what his philosophy is relying on youngsters to build your team all to see that very youngster get swooped by big teams like Flamini and Fabregas. So that's exactly is going to happen to Liverpool if they continue with this philosophy. And the signs are there too. Xabi Alonso swooped by Real Madrid, Suarez swooped by Barcelona, Mascherano swooped by Barcelona. And Liverpool answers to that were players like Aquilani, Fabio Aurelius, which, don't get me wrong, good footballers, but certainly not the standard of the current Liverpool squad that went on to win the league and the Champions League. So I think some of you will say, well, they got Thiago Alcantara. Yes, he is a fantastic footballer. I mean, a lot of people would disagree because right now Liverpool is not playing well. But player like this needs time and adjustment to a new team. He was on the bench at Bayern Munich in his first season when Guardiola, who took him from Barcelona, he didn't play. He was on the bench. He was like coming in the 70th minute, in the 80th minute. He is not a regular starter in that Bayern Munich team because he needs time. And that's how much he has improved. So my point is, Liverpool have to buck up in their sporting director, Michael Edwards. I know his name, by the way. Can't be greedy and try to get good deals and quality players. I'm not saying they should spend like Chelsea. Chelsea did what they did because they were banned from transfers and they have a lot to make up for. Yes, the team is not gelling right now, but I'm pretty sure they will be fixed because players that they bought have quality, and quality players will eventually band together. But no, I'm just saying Liverpool should fix the tiny little cracks they have from last season. I mean, the season before. The Premier League for them last season was superb. A phenomenal journey to the end. But look what happened at games against Atletico Madrid. They are one-dimensional, keep crossing the ball because Atletico Madrid were packing themselves in the middle. And they ran out of ideas as to how to beat Atletico Madrid. And in the end, Diego Simeone, being his team, counter-attacked them and, beat them 3-2, especially on the second leg. So yeah, buy a fullback or another defensive midfielder. They got Thiago, right? But Diego Jota to push the front three. But coverage for Matip and Van Dijk, nothing. So I'm sorry. If this carries on, Liverpool will be going for a long trophyless haul once again. Mark my words on this, because Man United, Man City, Chelsea, even Everton is spending and getting quality players. I'm just afraid once they realize that, it will be a tad too late for players that would never fancy to come to Liverpool. Because now is the time for them to bring in some quality players. Because it's a cycle where they are exciting, high-pressing, champagne football, whatever you want to call it. Players want to play for Jurgen Klopp right now. So yeah, I believe that it is the problem for Liverpool right now. And guys like Alisson, Jurgen Klopp, Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, I'll give them to next season. They are going to leave Liverpool if this carries on. You know what I mean? It's either they leave because they've won everything, or they leave because they want Liverpool is not winning titles anymore. It's got to be one or the other, right? And that's how football players is.